The result you're going to get in the zigzag lateral is improving your lateral capability to be balanced with your forward and backward capability. Here's the setup for the zigzag lateral drill. Now this is shown to 10% scale. So it's 10% of the actual size you're going to do it in. So the first cone, cone number 1 here, is set up 10 yards laterally. So you'll set up 10 yards laterally from cone number 2, 10 yards. Also 10 yards forward to back. So 10 yards to the side, 10 yards adjustment forward to back. Next cone, 10 yards forward, also 10 yards to the side. Next cone, 10 yards forward, also 10 yards to the side. That's the way you'll set up your drill. Here's how you're going to do the zigzag lateral. You'll start in front of and just beyond that first cone. You'll lateral shuffle to the right. As soon as you pass cone number 2, sprint forward that 10 yards. Then you're going to lateral shuffle to the left until you pass cone number 3, sprint forward 10 yards, and finally lateral shuffle to the right. Now, even though you're getting lateral shuffles both to the left and to the right in this drill, what you'll want to do is do the drill starting from the opposite position. And the reason why is because then your starting point will be going to the left, whereas what you just saw there, the starting point was to the right. If you do the other direction, you're going to have starting point going to the left. So start it from both sides, do a set of each direction. Tip number 1 ties back to the results you're going to get with this drill. Now, in sport, it's so common, right, that you're running backwards and you're running forwards. It's also common to be running lateral, of course. But generally what happens between exercise and drills like this is you get better at this linear or sagittal plane path of forward and backward. This drill is amazing for helping you to get really good at lateral shuffling, right? And then stopping your lateral shuffle just like you would in sport and cutting back the other direction. So let's perfect that lateral shuffle. First thing is you want to make sure your feet are directly pointing forward. You don't want to be turning your feet out, and you sure as heck do not want to be letting your knee fall in, right? That's really bad. So keeping that knee over the toes as you're laterally shuffling. You don't want to let this happen at any point with your knees. That's not good. So when you cut and you stop, look at that angle. It's directly in line. This motion of the knee is not happening. Then when you're taking off, get to the front position, and of course, same thing back in that other direction. Tip number 2 for zigzag lateral. Now in the setup, I showed you a much more miniature version of what you're actually going to be doing, but you could set up your drills shorter like this if your goal in sport or your body development is to have power, right? This power is based on speed and quick reactions. So a setup like this would get you much more power result if that is your goal. If your goal is more endurance, then you could have larger, even larger than the 10 yards that I explained to you in the setup. And you could also apply more cones, or you could do this drill with only 3 cones, do it extremely fast, rest for about a minute, and then do it extremely fast in the other direction. That's going to give you the best power results. Shorter time, less cones, less distance. Endurance, being able to maintain your ability and your athletic drive for a longer period of time, is going to be a larger setup for larger duration and larger distance of cones.